Hey everyone, it's Jeremy. Welcome back to EA Tetragrammaton, where we are playing This is turn 52, and let's jump into things. This is probably going to be a pretty short turn. I apologize in advance, but not a crazy amount has happened, and the actual steps that we're taking this turn, and the relative lack of change in the board state means that there's just not a whole lot going on. So, we have completed Construction 6. This is a pretty big deal for us. We're going to take advantage of a couple of different things almost immediately, but we'll see how that goes. We've got an Augury. Didn't find anything. Dire Portent. So it's foretold in the prophecies of Pangea. Basically, Pangea has put Gift of Health back up. Okay. We have taken over the province Eal, met no resistance, so no. And a market was held in the province. Merchants from far and wide gathered, and there was much commerce. Neotha is consistently like bringing it for us. This is actually really cool. Massive amount of gold gained from Neotha, and we're going to use it. Worldwide event. Got a upcoming arena battle. We do not want to participate in this because Henom has been shrekking literally everyone that goes into these. No. Maybe late game when we have like crazy thug gear. Not right now. So what are we doing? Well, this is why this is probably going to be a relatively short video, but we're marching. That's what we're doing. Elder 9 is probably going to die soonish. So that's unfortunate, but relatively inconsequential. We are marching the whole army from Eal into Delka. Yomi has decided not to give battle. I don't know if he's planning on actually like trying to fight a defensive war or what, but I feel pretty confident where we're at right now. So we're just going to attack into Delka and see how it goes. And from there, we're probably gonna march forth. So crossed. We are also taking Elder 5 into Eal. Eal's got a really bad unrest problem. So we're gonna go try to deal with that a little bit, do a little bit of patrolling, that type of thing. We are moving a Gudu into Ctesiphon for the purposes of potentially making a building a temple here next turn. We could do it with our Elsham, but I don't know. I kind of just want to protect my astrals, and I don't care about my Gudus nearly as much. So Gudu's going out here. Elsham's going into We are actually going to start the crystal sorceresses and lizard shamans that we get are going to start stockpiling in for a second communion, basically. So we've got a communion strong enough to perform fog warriors over here. We want to get basically another communion strong enough to do that as well. Go from there. And other than that, we took that extra 734 gold, and we basically are starting Palisades in Kunaral. We've talked about our want for additional infrastructure for a while now. And because we have hit Construction 6, we can focus more on putting some of our gold into infrastructure rather than putting our gold into mages, because we do have quite a few mages, and hitting 6 allows us to continue to scale up our research speed without necessarily just ramping out. Now, obviously, we're going to continue to do mages whenever we can, but now we're forging Lightless Lanterns every month. We're forging Skull Mentors every month for now. And we're still forging Owl Quills at least this month, but we're probably going to stop forging Owl Quills in the hope of banking some Air Gem. For the purposes of creating either empowering someone and going up to try to get Ugalus, or doing something like well, basically, that's honestly probably going to be the plan. There's stuff that we could forge if we get higher into air, but we have to get higher into air first. We might wait specifically we might wait because if we go down to Conjuration 8, if we go down to Fairy Queen, a Fairy Queen is a Nature 3, Air 3. So Air 3 right there allows us, basically we could save some gems, not empower someone, just go directly to Air 3 and that's a pretty likely route for us to go after we hit Enchantment 7, Enchantment 8. Really, we're at that point to where we kind of want to focus a whole lot on our research speed. Because hitting breakpoints like Enchantment 8 is going to be a big deal. Hitting some breakpoints like Conjuration 8 is going to be a big deal. So we're going to see how that stuff kind of maps out. But we are forging Lightless Lanterns. We are forging some Water Bracelets this turn. I think we're forging 2 or 3 Water Bracelets this turn. So that's going to be a good option for us to utilize. We are continuing to forge some other things, like we're doing another Dwarven Hammer this turn. We're doing another Thistle Mace because we don't have any of those laying around right now. We want to have a couple of those. We almost started on a Tree Lord's staff or whatever it is. Yeah, Tree Lord's staff. But I decided not to just yet. We've got a couple of different options for what we are trying to accomplish. Our main focus is going to be cooperating with. I think it's at that point. And I could be wrong. I could be calling this yet again early, but Lanka and I have suffered some defeats at the hands of Yomi. But every time we have been defeated by Yomi, we've done considerable damage as well. And Yomi does not have expanding infrastructure, right? Yomi's not really gaining anything. And more specifically, Yomi really hasn't been able to continue to research this entire time. So, those factors and the losses that he's run into, and the fact that, honestly, I'll truth be told, the fact that Lanka has fucked up a bunch of his temples is a big deal. So, I think Yomi's days are numbered now. Which is good for us, but it does lead the question of what's next. Obviously, the war against Pangea continues, right? Hylasa is still not quite dead, although they're doing worse and worse. Hinnom is continuing to fight. Mictlan, I don't know if they're continuing to fight or if they've made peace, and maybe that's why they turned on Lanka. Not sure. I do know Femoria has been very quiet. And things, I think they staled last turn, and they might have staled a turn before that. So there's the possibility that Lanka and I maybe, I'm going to discuss the concept of Lanka and I turning on Femoria once we've dealt with Yomi. But I need to be careful of, like, making Lanka this, like, ally, because, I could get into trouble leading Lanka into the late game. Truth be told. So, we have that's some interesting options. I'm trying to find more and more options to use my water gems for, because we have so many of them, and it's unlikely that we're going to be able to compete for things like big water globals or things like elemental royalty. So I'm considering, you know, the scenarios of, like, really putting a lot of gems into Yetis, which could be really good for us because we have big good buffs. Or doing something like Naiad Warriors, right? Which could be pretty cool, you know? So, I'm not sure. My default to a lot of these is just to do Sea King's Court repeatedly, because with buffs and you know, trolls are pretty decent. But Sea Kings are good casters that generate, you get a little bit of like return on investment, right? Don't get me wrong, it takes a lot of turns, but if it's turn 60 and you pop one of these bad boys, right, you're probably going to get, you know, half your stuff back, maybe, if the game goes to like turn 80 or 90, you know? So that can be pretty nice. I don't know. I don't know. We've got ideas. That is pretty much it for the turn. I'm not gonna bandy back and forth for overly long. Hopefully we'll have a little bit more of an exciting turn next time. And if he doesn't hold at Delca, I'm just gonna start marching on places. Like our supplies lines are good because of our bags of wine. I feel pretty confident about our setups. I'm actually not too concerned, truth be told. I'll probably eat those words shortly, but alright, anyways, that's going to be the end of the turn. I will see you all next time. Bye, everybody.